Greetings, my fellow gamers. I am Wraith King, and welcome to the Dark Kingdom. Today we're discussing not only Destiny, and well, you've seen the title of the video, we're also going to discuss RNG, and not only in Destiny, but in other games as well. This is a subject I've been wanting to touch on for quite some time, and recently something happened to a friend of mine to where I just couldn't help but make this now instead of saving it for later. So I'm going to start this video off by saying Destiny and the devs, Bungie, I get that there is a magic behind raids and the rare drops behind them, such as the Vex Mythoclast, Eyes of Tomorrow, and in the past the Anarchy, so on and so forth. There are so many wonderful memories that I have and my friends have of the reactions that we gotten after we found that really rare item, that exotic. I really do appreciate the magic behind that. But you've got to admit that there is a limit to how much we can take RNG. This doesn't just go for Destiny. This goes for many games, including Warframe, including other games like that. A lot of MMOs have this problem to where there's a rare item. You've been grinding for days, now going on months, and it feels like almost everyone has the item you're looking for except for you. All of this to the point where experiencing getting the weapon has basically gone out the window, and you just want to get the weapon already and be over with it. This is the feeling I have experienced in Destiny many times in the past, and one of these being the Anarchy. When this was available, for when you were actually able to grind for it in a raid, I don't know how many times I was trying to get this weapon, and finally when I got it, I felt like I didn't even need it anymore. I just felt so discouraged with the grind. I felt relieved that I didn't have to do it anymore to get the weapon, but once I got it, I just didn't feel joyful. I just felt relief from not having to do that dang grind ever again. And I didn't feel like doing that raid anymore once I got the weapon. Not just because I got the weapon, but because I was so sick of grinding day in and day out for that stupid weapon. And that now that I finally actually got it, I just didn't feel like playing Scourge of the Past anymore. But it wasn't as bad as my grind for the Teraba. Now, when this was available in the Crown of Sorrow raid, this was probably the worst grind, because not only was the raid itself difficult, the loot wasn't all that great. The only weapon I really wanted was the Teraba. Everyone kept telling me it was a bad weapon at the time, and yes, the Teraba wasn't very good during this time, because this was back during the Crown of Sorrow, but I digress. I really wanted to get this weapon. No matter what people said about it, I just wanted to have it. But I've grinded for it so much, by the time I actually got it, I was just relieved that I didn't have to do the raid ever again. Because I've grinded through it so many dang times. And luckily, the time I got the Teraba was, I believe it was my 14th run through the raid, and I finally got it then and there with a couple of friends. In Destiny 2, I've never really gone over 20 raid completions to get one of the exotic weapons because, to my experience and my understanding, it's only a 10% drop chance for the rare weapons like the Vex Mythoclast or the Teraba and Anarchy during the times that they were available. Well, via raid completion. To this day, the highest number of raid completions I have heard of was from a source I don't entirely trust, but they had said that one of their friends had completed Last Wish over 100 times and never got the 1,000 voices until finally, after they reached over 100, they finally got it. I think it was around 105 or 106. Like I said, these were from sources I don't entirely trust. But for what I'm about to tell you now makes this a little bit more believable to me because this is from a source I do trust. It's from one of my clan members. Now, this member of my clan, I know him well. He's a good guy. He's been grinding through VOG. Vault of Glass since the day it was released in Destiny 2. He has yet to see the Vex Mythoclast drop after 61 completions of the Vault of Glass. And this is supposed to be a 10% drop chance, y'all. You should, in theory, be able to get the Vex Mythoclast within 10 clears or less, since it is a drop chance of 10%, but this is RNG. You don't know what it's going to do or when it's going to do it. This is just how RNG has worked since the beginning of reality. Now, why exactly Bungie has decided to put these weapons behind RNG has yet to be understood entirely, but then again, I understand that there is a magic. Hey, I've experienced it myself. It's just finding that weapon you've been wanting this whole time, and you finally get it. But you can only be patient for so long. We are human. We all have this mysterious phenomenon that scientists like to call lives. Forgive my snarky sarcasm there, but the reality of it is it can get irritating sometimes if you've been trying to get this game to give you something, not just Destiny, but any game that has some weird RNG drop chance tied to an item you really, really want. You can only be patient with it for so long. And that experience of finding the weapon you've been looking for, or item, or whatever, goes away after a while, and eventually you don't even care about getting the weapon, you just want to get the task complete so you don't have to do it again. I don't know if somebody spent over 100 runs in a raid to actually get a weapon. I don't know if that's true or not, but to give you all some context of how irritating this actually is, Bungie only gives you 3 attempts to get the Vex Mythoclast every week. After you do your weekly 3 attempts, you can't attempt another grind because it just won't drop at all. If this was something you could consistently grind for, I wouldn't be complaining as much. But to give you some additional context on how annoying this is, you need to drag 6 people from whatever the heck they're doing to play this raid, just so they could help you get an item. Some of them may have it already, some of them may not, but most of the time people don't really feel like doing this raid again. Me, I have played through this raid, from my understanding, over 75 times just to help people get this weapon. I do not want to play Vault of Glass anymore. But you see, I have so many friends, so many companions and associates that don't have the Vex Mythoclast that I have to keep grinding through this with them every week just to get this weapon, and it's starting to get on my nerves. It got on my friend's nerve because he has gone through this 61 freaking times, y'all. 61 times, and he has yet to see this stupid weapon. I remember when I first started playing VoG on when it was released on Destiny 2, I was hoping and praying. I'm not kidding, y'all. I was praying that I would actually get this weapon, so I didn't have to keep grinding for it. I kept hearing that it was terrible at the time, but this was around the time it was just released. This was the 2nd week. My 6th clear, I got this weapon to drop. I was happy. I was really happy I got it then, because I just was so afraid that I would have to keep grinding for this weapon over and over again, and it would just ruin the magic of finding an exotic for me. I really just... And I thank God I got this way when I did, because I would have been very discouraged with this game if I did not. And I already am discouraged with Vault of Glass in itself, because my friend has yet to get it. I want my friend to get this weapon because he's been working harder than I have to get this weapon. And here's where the subject really starts in this video, is why RNG is such a problem in video games. This is a 10% drop chance, I get it. It's not that low. But at the same time, you have to wait a week before you can do it again. And even then, it's only 3 attempts. So I'm just going to say this, because I don't want this video to go on forever. I'm not sure if this is going to get 1,000 views or 3. I don't know. but I want at least some Bungie devs to see this video, just so I can tell them my experience and my friend's experience with the Vex Mythoclast. I'm not sure if it's a bug he's experiencing or not. I told him to contact you guys. But I really do think it's a little too much that it's a 10% drop chance and you have to wait a week to attempt it again. I know this has been a practice in Destiny for quite some time. This is not the first time they've done this. There are many weapons that have this 10% drop chance, and you have to go back at the raid the next week if you don't get it the 3 times your first run. It's been there for a long time, since basically Destiny 1. It's always been here. But I think it's about time we change that just a little bit. I don't want to get rid of the magic of finding an exotic. I don't want to get rid of that. But at the same time, I think it's about time we change. I'm so sorry for saying time so much. But I think it is about time we kind of go away from that. Just a little bit. Because the game is starting to feel a little stale in that department, where I have to wait a week to get an exotic, especially if it's from via an expansion I paid for. I mean, hey, the Vault of Glass is free to everybody, but the Eyes of Tomorrow had to be the most stressful thing because I paid for that expansion, y'all. And so many other people did. And the fact that I may or may not get something I paid for, it really is annoying. I have to admit. So, Bungie, here's an idea. You don't have to take this idea into consideration. You don't have to do it. But I would appreciate if you at least think about it. Please. Instead of having it to where we have to wait a week to get the exotic, maybe you could make it to where the exotic always has a 10% chance to drop. It always has a chance to drop. The other weapons, no. Like the Pinnacle, the powerful gear, all of that doesn't drop anymore. But the Vex always drops. It always has a 10% chance to drop. So you could spam this raid all day. Like all you want. All you freaking want. And it always has a chance to drop. The exotic itself will always be available at the end of the raid. It always has that chance to drop. That's just how the exotic works. But all the other weapons, the Pinnacle, none of that has a chance to drop. Once you've completed it 3 times that week, you will not get the Pinnacle gear anymore. You will not get any of the other legendary items. All you'll get is spoils, and you'll have a chance at the Vex Mythoclast permanently. It's not going to be every week. Yeah, you gotta wait a week before you have a chance to get it again. No more of that. Please. I'm begging you. This was something you did for the Teraba during the last, I think it was the last few months or so that those raids were going to be around. You just made it to where that the exotic just always had a chance to drop. I loved that mechanic. I enjoyed that. I really did. So please, make that the way raid exotics drop from now on. Because I really am tired coming back to this every week, every dang week, just to help somebody who doesn't have the Vex Mythoclast to have another attempt at getting it. And you know what the most discouraging thing is? Like I said, I've done this over 70 times at this point. The most discouraging thing that I've gone through is seeing their reaction when on their third attempt that week, seeing their reaction when they don't get it. That is the worst thing. That is the worst experience I've had in Destiny. Is seeing how sad they are when they don't get the weapon. Some of them have been young, some of them have been old. I just never, it's just something you just can't get used to. I can't stand seeing people just not get the thing they've been working for so long. It's just discouraging to me. I don't want to experience this anymore. I really am sad that my friend has yet to see the Mythoclast. And every time Every time he doesn't get it, it really is sad, Bungie. Here's another idea that I've had, in case you didn't like my last one. Keep your weekly reward thing if you want. Make it to where, instead of it's just sticking at 10%, here's the thought. Every third attempt, if you don't get it that third time, it goes up 10%. Every week. And it keeps going up. The drop chance keeps going up by an additional 10% every time you don't get it your third attempt. And it continues to increase every week until it reaches 100%. Because like I said, this is RNG. I'm not kidding. There's going to be people who reach at least 90% drop chance and they will not get it. I guarantee you there are going to be people. Because again, this is RNG, Bungie. You don't know what it's going to do or when it's going to do it. That's just how it's worked since the dawn of time itself. But really, I enjoy Destiny. I play this on my spare time with my friends almost every day. I really do enjoy this game. But really, Bungie, I would appreciate it if you wonderful folks could take my ideas into consideration and just please make this a little bit easier to get. And whatever you do to this exotic drop, can you please do it to the other exotic raid drops as well that you plan on releasing in the future? Because I am getting just a little irritated by this technique you guys have been using for the raid drops. And not in the fun way, just in the irritated way. I don't really look forward to the next exotic raid drop. I don't. Because I just don't want to go through that grind again. It really is a stressful one. It's not a fun one at all. I am getting really tired of it. Maybe it's because I've been playing the game a long time. I don't know. But hopefully you guys do adjust this to where it's going to be a guaranteed drop eventually. Or you can just keep farming for it at 10% over and over again. And there's not going to be waiting until reset or anything like that to try it again 3 times. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And please do take my idea into consideration, Bungie. If you are watching, probably not though. This is probably me just talking into a void, but regardless, maybe my words will move somebody out there and maybe spread some rumors or something. I don't know, because I really do want Bungie to adjust this. It's been bothering me for quite some time, but until you guys fix this, I'm going to leave this video up probably forever. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video in some way. If you did, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because I do like playing a Destiny on this channel every once in a while. Although Destiny is a game I do play on my spare time, I don't always play it here on the channel. But I do like uploading videos, especially there's this one I have planned to upload of me and my friends just getting angry at Crucible. It's pretty darn silly. Hopefully I can get that out sooner or later, but I wanted to get this one done today and this week because my friend ran through this raid 61 times, excuse me. So please, hopefully you take this into consideration, Bungie. Again, I really would appreciate it. But until next time, take it easy for me, my fellow gamers. And please do have a blessed day. Bye.